Hello! Today I am bringing you a movie review, what I thought about the movie, and then at the end, I will give you a yay or a nay, whether you should see the movie or not, whether it gets a recommendation from me or not. Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City, and this will be the spoiler-free review. Remember, I'm not a professional critic or a film expert. The following is my opinion as a movie lover and a fan of Resident Evil. Alright, so the movie is based off of the video game series. To date, there are over a dozen games, and this movie in particular compacts Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2 into one movie. My initial thoughts is that this was written or directed by someone who likes the games. They're a fan. My next thought is they have limited experience or miss what people want from a story, any story. This doesn't even extend to Resident Evil in particular. For game fans, know this. The characters in this are here only by name. Many characters don't remotely resemble their video game counterpart, whether by appearance or personality. And no one's personality matches in general. Backgrounds are greatly changed, or not mentioned at all, for zero foreseeable reason that I can find. There is one exception. Well, the character of Chris Redfield has a changed background, again, for no foreseeable or good reason. The actor does a fantastic job. He looks the part and plays the role fantastic. I commend the actor, whose name is Robbie Amell, for his portrayal of Chris Redfield. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a true game fan. He does a great job. Really brilliant. The story of the movie is serviceable, albeit confusing at parts. There were several moments where I didn't know what was going on or why it was happening. There are a few scenes which are excellent. One that comes to mind is when a character is in a pitch black room. You can imagine the kind of terror that might evoke. I thought that was pretty good. The characters, problematic because we don't get to know them, so we don't care what happens to them. For fans of the video games Resident Evil 1 and 2, the movie mushes them together to its detriment. It is unsuccessful. Random pieces are thrown into this movie, sometimes well and sometimes not so well. Some moments seem to be in there just to be there. The setting of the Spencer Mansion and Raccoon City is great, although we unfortunately see very little of both. What we do see is gorgeous and almost spot on to the games. I really like seeing that, and it's wonderful to look at. Costumes are done well, acting's well, although not true to their video game counterparts, with the exception of Mr. Amell's performance, of course. All in all, I would say visuals are excellent. The practical and computer-generated effects are good and bad. Bad do stand out, but there are some good ones in there. The nature of viruses and Umbrella is confusing and unclear. For instance, in the games, the virus makes people sick and kills them, bringing them back as undead monsters. In this movie, you see people sick, but behave like zombies while alive. That's not so important, but it is a distinction, since now I guess we're using alive zombies instead of the reanimated undead, which was definitely what the games were. But again, the movie can make that choice if that's what they're going for. I found it confusing. Zombies in general, by their appearance, look terrible in this movie though most of the time, which was disappointing. I'm not sure why they didn't bother to make a main threat look good. There are some good scenes, like the look over your shoulder zombie, that's pretty infamous by now, but if you don't know it, that zombie looks good. There's a few others, but mostly in poor lighting. Otherwise, a lot of times they just look bad and strange. So for game fans, there are nods to the games. Things that were in the games make an appearance. Well, whether they make sense or not, unfortunately. Some of the louder music is not so good. There's an odd reoccurring score that has to do with an invented for this movie plotline involving the Redfields, but the other music is fine for the scenes. There are intended funny moments and not so intended funny moments. If you do see this movie, be aware there is a mid-credit scene. I doubt there will be a sequel, but then again, the last Resident Evil movie series was, well, pretty much infamously reviled, yet made a ton of money, so you never know, unfortunately. This is not a good movie in general. And not a good Resident Evil movie either. Game lovers, you may enjoy this if you go in with the mindset this is nothing like the games, with some fun nods here and there. Those who know little or nothing of the games may have a few creepy moments and some laughs. I recommend to all if you want to laugh at an unintentionally funny film, because that is what happened with me. I was laughing quite a bit, and I'm positive that wasn't intentional. There were a few intended funny moments, but for the most part, unintentional. Finally, my opinion on whether I recommend this movie or not. Yay or nay? This gets a nay from me. I recommend only if you want to laugh, and there's nothing wrong with that. But do not take this film seriously. It will not be what you want. Okay, that's it from me. I hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe if you can.